Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of year where your man Juan Gotti officially takes a biggest gulp of the Kool-Aid. What am I referring to exactly? So as we know, Brian Robinson is going into the final year of his contract, and I've been highly critical of adding pieces alongside the backfield with Brian Robinson. Well, B-Rob stepped to the podium yesterday, and he basically took full accountability and acknowledged that this year is a big year, and he has to go out and prove himself if he wants to be back here in Washington. So I have a funny feeling about B-Rob this year. Let's talk about it.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career and he's already milking injuries? Like,
stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, and Shawty is the winner. You can tell that Shawty love again now, she's confident.
I need to take my level of focus up, a notch or two. Definitely it's a big year, not only for me, but for a lot of guys around here too. So, definitely want to take the focus level up, just stay focused, and get ready for a long season ahead of us. So, step by step, just attack the process and, be ready for everything that comes.
You mentioned it being a big year. Obviously, this is the final year of your rookie contract. I'm sure you love it here. How important is it to kind of put some good tape out there, be you and just kind of grow and evolve as a player here?
I mean, that's been the goal since I stepped foot on this campus. It's just to prove, who I am, to not only just the program, but to myself. And, biggest year to do that, just to continue to show, who I am and what I'm about. And I'm excited to be able to continue along here and to show why I'm here and I'm supposed to be here.
Specifically, what have you been kind of focused on, working on wise, technique, pass pro? What are you kind of honing in on over these last couple of months?
Really just staying sharp, everything. I never get comfortable with nothing. Like even the skill sets that I'm best at, I never get comfortable with. Constantly working my craft, day in and day out. And the biggest thing for me is just being available. Just being on the field. I think when I'm healthy and I'm well, I'm held when I'm well for sure.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about Brian Robinson and how I kind of have a funny feeling about him this year. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you help me reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Let's get straight to it. Y'all, we are 142 subscribers away from 10,000. If you all could help me through this final stretch, it would be greatly appreciated. It's free. In the world where you have to pay for everything, this is one of the few things that are still free out there. So it takes 2 seconds. All right? So, yeah, I do this every year, where I finally get to see the players out on the field. I don't care if it's just helmets and shorts. I get excited and I start to think like, man, this is probably the specific year for this player. And B-Rob has been a guy that I've supported through and through. And although I've made videos this past offseason just keeping it 100 and being real about the state of the running back position and Brian Robinson's future here, how it's uncertain, that doesn't mean that I've necessarily turned on B-Rob. And all those videos I made, a lot of people would either be like, yeah, B-Rob isn't good, he needs to be cut. Or some people would be like, man, you tripping, B-Rob is good, he gonna prove y'all wrong this year. And I feel like I speak for a lot of the fans that have opinions on Brian Robinson. We're not trying to replace B-Rob. B-Rob is a quality NFL running back. He can give you some production. The thing that we want to see the most is adding to the running back room so we can have some type of excitement, some type of home run ability, a guy that can take the pill 50, 60 yards to the crib. We've been saying that all offseason long. And although Brian Robinson may not necessarily be that guy, does not mean that it isn't a role for him on this team and on this team in the future. My thing with B-Rob is, as we know, last year, he started off the season very, very hot. Like, he was good. Again, I go back to that Ravens game, and I say he was the biggest reason why we lost that game because he didn't play. Had he played, I feel like we would have won. because he was the only person at the start of the season last year that set a physical edge, that set a physical presence. And I think with pairing him up with the guys such as Ja'Cory Krosky-Murray at some point, that is going to be really good because that gives you two different kind of running back styles and gives us the offensive ability not to have to slow down. I've always said it about B-Rob. B-Rob slows down the offense. B-Rob isn't a guy that, in my opinion, is your every down back on every single drive. Can he have drives here and there where he's predominantly the back? Yeah, of course. But every single play, he shouldn't be your number one back, especially with the kind of offense that we run. If we were like a team that primarily ran the ball, like if B-Rob was on the Chargers, he'll be perfect for them. But we're an up-tempo team that likes to play ahead of the sticks, and B-Rob tends to slow us down at times because the lack of burst that he has. So instead of a running back that's able to hit the hole and pick up 4 or 5 and keep us in our up-tempo speed and keep us going no huddle, we now have to reset and slow down because B-Rob was only able to get 2.5, 3 yards. You know what I'm saying? So B-Rob for me is the Punisher. Pause. You know, like he's the guy that finish off the drives, that caps off a really good drive for a touchdown, short yardage game. You know, it says 3rd and 2, give it to B-Rob. 4th and inches, give it to B-Rob. 4th and 1, give it to Brian Robinson. And he can also catch. So it's not that we want to get rid of him. It's not that I don't see no production with him. I think he thrives in a system where it's more than just him. And for the last couple of seasons, we've seen him be at his best when, one, he's healthy, and when he has a running back in which he's splitting the carries with and splitting the production with. Like early on, before he got hurt and before Austin Eckler got hurt, that running back duo was amazing. Even throwing in some Jeremy McNichols. Like that running back trio was really, really good. So with B-Rob knowing that this season it's all or nothing for him, I could see him turning it up a notch. And my biggest thing with Brian Robinson is, can he do it for 17 weeks? He always has a good start to the season, but he ends up getting banged up and his production ends up tailing off. But can he stay healthy for 17 weeks? Has his vision improved over the course of this offseason? Is he able to hit the hole? Is he able to finish through contact like we know he's able to on a consistent basis? Is he able to hold on to the football? As in the biggest games last season, he would have a turnover, especially that Eagles game where he had like 2. Can he hold on to the football? Is he good in the pass protection game? Has he improved that? I feel like Brian Robinson has some of the best hands in the backfield. Like, I never took his hands in question. But with all those questions I just asked you, that being said, I think this could be a really good year for Brian Robinson. Yes, I could be drinking the Kool-Aid, but I just love when a player first takes accountability and he's acknowledging, like, man, this is all or nothing for me. I got to put out a good film, good tape, whether it's for Washington or whether it's for another team. Like, that's why most players that are playing for contracts tends to have their best seasons, because they're playing like they don't know if they're going to be here tomorrow, because truly they don't. So that's really what our team is made up of, if you think about it. A lot of our key players, Marshawn Lattimore, Laramie Tunsil, Deebo Samuel, Brian Robinson, Austin Eckler, a slew of other guys, they're on 1-year deals. Zach Ertz, I believe Zach Ertz is on a 1 year. I know we extended him. I want to say it was a 1-year deal, 1-year extension. Could have been 2, but I want to say 1. Those guys play like there's no tomorrow because it's not guaranteed. So that's really what I expect from B-Rob this season. B-Rob, just give me 565 on the ground. That's all I'm asking. 565 on the ground and give me 9 touchdowns, and I'm cool. Just be productive. You don't gotta rush for 1,000 yards. Would I love that? Heck yeah, that would be amazing. But we have our backfield is so talented, and I'm including Jaden Daniels in there. Like it's a running back by committee. We don't have a Jahmyr Gibbs, a Saquon Barkley, a Josh Jacobs, a Bijan Robinson. These guys that Ashton Jeanty, I know he hasn't taken a snap, but he was drafted that high to clearly be their running back. Like, we don't have that guy that we can lean on for 30, 40 carries, 25 carries a game. It's going to be split throughout 4 or 5 bodies. So we got to get the best out of our production when we get our opportunities. Headed into this season, yes, Brian Robinson is currently a running back. So he'll start off the season more likely than not getting the bulk of the carries, getting the bulk of the opportunity. That cannot be guaranteed past week 8. In fact, I think week 8, week 9, that's where we see a lot of the young fella, if Brian Robinson isn't tearing it up. Now, I have a funny feeling that he'll stay healthy this year and he'll be really, really good this year. I do. And really, really good this year. Again, like I said, for my standards, it's just for him, it's 565 rushing yards. Anything after that, you knocked it out the park this year. Because let's take a look, you know what I'm saying, at Brian Robinson's stats over the last couple of seasons. I want to say B-Rob was ultra productive in that 2022 or 2023, I say, season. He was really good as well. But he hasn't necessarily cracked 1,000 yards. In 2024, he had 799 rushing yards. Solid, 8 touchdowns. 2023, he had 733 rushing yards. In 2022, he had 797 rushing yards. So really, in my opinion, I'm really cutting them some slack because I'm not even asking for 700 yards. And the reason I'm not asking for that is because we have a lot of other bodies we can go to. In 2022, who was it? Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson? Like, you know, J.D. McKissick? Like, that was a solid core. I miss J.D., but 2023, Antonio Gibson, Brian Robinson, Chris Rodriguez, maybe. Like, now it's Brian Robinson, it's Bill, it's Austin Eckler, it's Jeremy McNichols, it's potentially Chris Rodriguez. Like, we have so many bodies, and we have a quarterback that can literally be used in the run game. We had Taylor Heineke and Ryan Fitzpatrick and Carson Wentz, and come on, what are we talking about here? So, of course, me personally, I'm not expecting his production to be 780, 800 rushing yards this year. If it is that is a knockout the park for me. And if he can stay healthy for 17 games, I don't see no way in heck Brian Robinson doesn't have an efficient year. As long as he holding on to that ball. And I'm making this video very clear for the people that feel like I think Brian Robinson is trash. No fan in this fan base dislikes Brian Robinson. We always just talk about how B-Rob, he needs a partner in crime. B-Rob isn't the kind of back that can just take 25, 30, 40 carries. And now I feel like we had that. We have a running back room loaded full of talent. Loaded. And again, his hands, amazing. So he can catch screens. He can catch bubble passes. He can catch angle routes. I actually think Brian Robinson's route running is quite impressive, especially for being a bowling ball physical kind of back, not being truly an elusive back. But we'll see. It could be me very well just drinking the Kool-Aid here in June because I was excited for what he had to say yesterday and seeing him in his shorts. Could be getting excited and a little ahead of myself. But something tells me, funny feeling deep down inside tells me Brian Robinson will be in for a solid year. Let me know what you guys think about this video down below in the comment section. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We're super duper close. So it'd be greatly appreciated if you haven't reached that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a laundry.